Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Steelman Podcast. This is the podcast where I have a hat on every single time, and this dude just has
I have
headphones.
nothing on.
Let's get right into it. So, what do we want to talk about today? I don't know. We start out with sports. We want to do a recap of this. Oh, wait, we can't do a recap of this week. Yeah, that's right.
The week
Steelers
ain't
play
over yet.
tomorrow at
What, like,
3:40.
what kind of a time is that to be
Oh,
playing?
you know why? You know the Rockefeller Center or whatever, the Christmas light fight or whatever?
Yeah.
Since they have that on, they decided, oh, you know what? Let's push that game to 3:40 just because of that.
Why?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah,
Why not just make it at like 1?
I know. Seriously, like do 1, 8, 9, 10.
No, let's make it 3:40.
Yeah, let's make it the weirdest dang time in the whole. No,
Honestly, they could have put it at like normal Thursday night football because there's no Thursday night this week.
yeah, but the Baltimore has to have at least half their team out, or at least like 20 guys.
No. Okay, so the people who were originally tested positive, Dobbins and Ingram, they will be able to play tomorrow because it's
Oh,
been
wow.
10
You
days.
Dum dums.
So
Well, at least Lamar won't.
when does
How bad
Lamar
he is.
get to be able to play? Because that's probably when they'll move it.
Yeah, but I don't think they can move it anymore because I personally say it's your own dumb fault. And if you lose a game because you don't have your starters, that's because you messed up and decided the whole team gets COVID. And I don't care what team it was. Like Tennessee Titans, I think deserved to just go and lose all those games, and they ended up losing most of them. So
Yeah.
my thought process is if you have COVID, that's your own dumb fault. Take the loss and then go home. I mean, even if it's your playoffs on the line, take the loss, go home.
I guess. I mean, even with this season and everything, I saw a picture of the memo Roger Goodell sent out. He said, if it's like a breach within the team, like the team's fault, like a person in the team, which it was in this case for the Ravens, they may be asked to forfeit, or it's draft pick losses, fines. Nothing happened to them.
Yeah, they want. I think they deserve to take the forfeit, or
I think they should take at least a 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
for all the chaos
something
there.
because I mean, if you're not gonna forfeit because you need to make it to playoffs this year, just go and forfeit a draft pick. I think that should happen because it's kind of stupid that hey, you go and get COVID because you didn't watch the coach that actually got it in the weightlifting room that wasn't a lot literally just did not follow regulations and just told them, hey, be together and have your masks off. You know what? That's in a team. So you take off either a draft pick or make them forfeit at this point.
Yeah.
And me personally, I would just say forfeit because I don't think they deserve to get in the playoffs after this.
They shouldn't.
And to be honest,
I don't even think I don't think they'll do anything even if they get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and they have Lamar.
I don't.
Lamar cracks under pressure. He does not do well, and it's starting to show this year. And I know they're going to keep him for a couple more years, but it's going to be like a Joe Flacco situation where he might have like a year where he has guys around him and they actually do it, but I don't think it's going to be that way.
Like, what are they going to do when he gets injured?
I don't know. Put in Trace McSorley?
Trace McSorley.
Oh, well, no. I mean, at least they would have. Well, then again, they would actually have to get better wide receivers instead of just get a O line that blocks for running. But their whole offense, like when your whole offense is literally first in running ever, like your whole offense is based off of running, you lose Lamar Jackson, you lose the run game, and then you're rated in passing in like the lowest, like almost like last place. So I think they're like 31st out of all the teams, and you do that and you lose your like running side of the play. It's just like really like get someone that can actually throw. I shouldn't say throw, or get some wide receivers that can catch the ball and make some plays just to get wide open for Lamar to throw it, so he actually has some throwing. Because in the playoffs, I think that's what happened with Tennessee Titans, is that he was really forced to throw like pretty much the whole time, and they don't have the offense built for that, and it just fell on its face.
They're a running team, yeah.
Yeah. So like when I believe Chargers did the same exact thing the year before to them and just shut down the run game. But all I have to say is anytime Browns play Baltimore Ravens, let's go Browns.
Browns are actually 8-3.
Yeah. I think
surprised me.
No, what would be funny is that if Ravens go under the Browns and Browns actually make it in to the playoffs, and
I think
Ravens
they probably will.
Yeah, they have a good running chance. Well,
they have a better chance.
It all depends on Dolphins. I think it's Dolphins. I'm not sure if that
Colts.
Yes, it's Colts, and I don't. There's two teams right now that are there, and I saw like, since we're getting close to the end of the season, they started showing it, and we don't really care about the top two because we already know who pretty much probably has the Super Bowl this year. It's either going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Kansas City Chiefs, and you know what's going to happen?
Tom Brady could like just go off. The refs could help him, just whatever.
Yeah, but
most likely.
All I have to say is this. All I have to say is literally the Super Bowl is going to happen before the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl will be the game that Steelers and Kansas City meet.
If someone doesn't make it, if one of them doesn't make it to like the AFC Championship and they don't have to play each other, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, because that's going to be pretty much the highlight of the whole season.
Exactly.
Probably the two biggest
teams right now.
Everyone
wants to see that, yes.
Because this is probably the only season, I think, in a while that Steelers haven't had to play Kansas City Chiefs.
So, next season they probably will too. So
yeah, but my thing is that right now it's looking like those are the two teams that are pretty much favored to win the whole thing.
Yep.
Now, what would be cool if somehow Kansas City Chiefs lost accidentally, and then Steelers just went all the way undefeated, went and won the Super Bowl, and claimed it like
it's a what if game at this
Dolphins.
Point, yeah? Like, what'll happen? Like, guessing game, kind of.
I would think there's a point where people are like, okay, let's root for this team that actually is like almost going to go undefeated this whole season. Like, if they go 15-0 for 15 straight games, I think there is a good chance they can go all the way. Now, then again, they have Browns at the end of the season, which might not really cause. Well, then again, the only thing I could think of right now that are going to cause them problems is the Bills and the Colts. Right now, Ravens are kind of on the edge.
I could see a loss to the Browns at the end of the year if they've already clinched something like the top spot. Yeah, they clinched
the top spot. They
Mason
just throw
Rudolph
on their
comes
whole...
in.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett takes off his helmet again. Just the usual. No,
just throw.
Putting Duck in.
Just throw all the like younger players in that we know that hey, they need some playing time. Throw them in.
Yep.
Get all the starters off and just rest them for a game.
But at the same time, if you do that, then they wouldn't play for 2 whole weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess at some point you want to do that,
but I mean, if you clinch the first spot, I would say, which probably you have to go undefeated for because it's versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs,
so you probably have to go.
Gonna lose again,
yeah. So or like my thing with the Chiefs is when I watched the Tampa Bay game, I was like, okay, this might be an okay matchup, Brady versus Mahomes, and then you watch the defense for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you're just like, what?
They couldn't stop Hill.
They were standing around one play, like Mahomes, and like a dude was chasing down Mahomes, the one dude, and then he just stops up. Like he stopped up before he tackled him, and they allowed him to get the first down. Now they kind of came back and almost won the game, but
I know. I was surprised when I saw 3 points differentiated them. I was like, what?
Some of these games this year is like, really? Like the Titans game versus the Steelers and the Cowboys game versus
the thought.
Yeah.
That was
well, then again, Titans, it looked pretty much the defense couldn't stop Derrick Henry later on because they were starting to get tired,
Yeah.
it looked like. But then versus the Cowboys, that was a close game that nobody expected to be close. But but then again, everybody's just gonna say, oh, the Steelers are overrated anyway because they're even though they're undefeated, overrated. It doesn't matter. They played.
Yep.
Then again, I mean,
They don't give Ben the respect he deserves.
I know, and Ben. I think, and a lot of people, I think Ben is doing really, really well. He's having probably the best year of his life right now.
Exactly.
Quarterback. He's like, chuck it up.
And people are only saying he's like, 20-ish, 15 to 20-ish top QBs. I'm like, if you put Baker Mayfield higher than Ben, you got issues.
Yeah, no.
How stupid are you for doing that?
Okay, like I know, like Kyler Murray is in there, and there's
Russell Wilson.
But I still think now, if you look at it, if Ben,
Ben's been better than Breeze.
I know, yeah.
Tom Brady.
Well, then again, Breeze. Well, when Breeze was playing, so when Breeze was playing, he was playing better than Breeze, which I do have to say.
Yeah.
But like, literally, Ben's like got that like when it was it Titans when he just chucked the ball like that. He just chucked the ball, and he's got the intuition on his feet to say, "Oh, that guy's open," and just chuck a ball. Nobody realizes he has that. Like they're like, "Oh, Mahomes has that. He's the greatest player." Like Tony Romo, when I was listening to the Tampa Bay game, he's like, "Yeah, Mahomes is the best." I was just like, "Yeah." So what Ben's been doing this year, like every so often, you'll see.
Doesn't mean anything to these people.
Doesn't mean any. Like, yeah, he could launch a whole Hail Mary down to Claypool. Or like Juju or somebody like that. He could
do the same thing Kyler Murray did.
And everybody's just like, yeah, whatever. Everybody would be like, Steelers did it. It's
lucky.
Whatever.
They got lucky.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like as Cardinals did, they chuck it down and they're like, oh my gosh, it's DeAndre Hopkins to Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins. But I mean, what can you do? Then again, I did not see who won the Seattle versus Eagles game. I only watched it halfway through.
Yeah, Seattle won.
Yeah. I didn't see it most of it. All I saw was 14-0, and that was it. Yeah, they were like
the announcers did bring up an interesting point though. They said that Carson Wentz has been bad, but he doesn't have a team around him to do anything.
Yeah. My thing is is the way people explain it. They were like, well, Metcalf is if Eagles picked up Metcalf. I was like, yes, but they could have gotten him. But we also got to realize this. Now you got to look at it this way. So you have going into this season, you have some rookies. So let's just compare for right now who Chase Claypool and who's another who did some other team pick up? Like another wide receiver.
Philly drafted Jalen Reagor. Broncos drafted Jerry Jeudy. CeeDee Lamb from the Cowboys. Henry Ruggs, Raiders.
See, you realize like with teams like Raiders or with that, like some of the lower teams, you got to realize sometimes it's not the player that makes it. It's the team that makes the player sometimes, because like Chase Claypool, and I know he's a good player. I just think if you get stuck with a team that like Steelers or like Kansas City, and you play there with like Hill, just pretty much in the first half had all the yardage for Kansas City. If you play with those guys, you're gonna learn from the like best probably minds in all of the NFL. So what that also does for you is that kind of pushes you to be like, have to be up to that level. As like if you're down, and no disrespect, but if you were like drafted by the Jets and you don't have a quarterback or anything, and you're not really getting as much playing time on offense or like on defense, you're not going to be as good because that team isn't as good, and you didn't grow as much as you really could. But QBs are the exception, I think, because other than Carson Wentz, the Eagles just look like a mess right now, and that whole division looks just like a mess. And I think the football team looks like a mess because they're getting injuries. Like
the football team, I actually have high hopes for them. I think
Did my prediction? Is my prediction going to be right?
If at the beginning of the season you were to tell me that it was going to be between the New York Giants and the Washington football team for the division, no. Obviously, there's still a chance that Cowboys and Eagles could still get it.
I still think
but
it's going to be Washington football team. Well,
honestly,
it's going to come down. It's going to come down to when Washington football team plays Giants. That's going to probably be the game that decides the.
Let's see if we
NFC least
have that.
Though I do have to say, like with rookies and quarterback, like Joe Burrow, you have Joe Burrow, you got Tagovailoa. I don't know if he's a rookie or not. Tagovailoa. I don't know if he's a rookie.
Tagovailoa is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you got those dudes that come in. You got a decent. You got a decent team, but the record doesn't show. But like you see when some of these guys come in, it actually kind of boosts the team a little bit too. So it all depends on like what type of player you are to really kind of do. If you're that superstar, I think Joe Burrow is going to be good. He's going to be really good in the next few years. If they really stick with him in quarterback and start building around him at Bengals, they're going to be another challenger, which I think is annoying because Steelers, Ravens, Browns, and Bengals. If they're all really good, then it's annoying because then that's probably one of the hardest divisions each and every single year because each team has consistency.
So, looking at the schedules here, and to be honest, I don't think Giants have a chance. Just looking at their schedule here, they have Seahawks, Cardinals, Browns, Ravens, and then Cowboys at the end.
Oh, no, you should see all of them. All of them are like that.
Football team has two easy things.
They have Steelers. They have Seahawks the 2 next weeks, and then they have the rest of their division, I believe, for the last couple games. I don't know what else they have, though.
If I had to pick a winner right now, I'm going to say it's the football team because they have 2 winnable games. I don't want to say easy, but they got the Eagles, Panthers, even 49ers kind of. So that's 3, but they do have the Steelers and Seahawks unless they somehow shock any of them. The Eagles got the Packers,
they should just shock.
Saints, Cardinals.
I think they should just shock Seattle. That would be perfect.
Just
shock Seattle. Just do that and then.
But Cowboys have an easy win. Could be Cowboys too. I'd say it's probably between football team and Cowboys. Just depends on how they play.
If it's between football team and Cowboys, I think that's already decided. I think it's the football team. Did you see the mistake that who was it? CBS that they were on the one night? Football team and no, it was Fox. I think Fox started to feel bad and they put for the touchdown. That 90 got the thing. They messed it up and put Cowboys up for the touchdown. I was like, hold up. I was like, don't take this away from the football team now. To be honest, I think and I'm not disrespecting their quarterback. I can't remember who got hurt, but I think Smith coming in actually helped them.
Yeah.
I think Smith coming in as quarterback helped them because I think he's more of a veteran leader type thing because I know he had a knee injury, so he's not as fast as he used to be, but I think he's got the experience to at least lead him for a little bit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's going to be funny because if this happens for the next few years, I'm just going to be shaking my head like, are you kidding me? Just Giants.
Oh my gosh.
Can you just put like someone good into that group?
The Giants and I guess Washington, they have a chance. They're younger.
I know, yeah.
They can rise up, I think.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Giants over Washington. Giants have Saquon, but he's hurt this year, so that's why.
What's his name's in quarterback? I think isn't he another rookie? Oh, what's his name? He's a
Daniel
rookie.
Jones was a rookie last year.
Oh, rookie last year, but he's new this year, so it's kind of like.
No, he came in last year for Eli.
Oh,
for Eli Manning. Yeah.
All I have to say is as his first full season. We'll say first full season. We'll do that.
Yeah.
first full season, he looking good. Except for when he fell on his face, going to score that one touchdown in space. He didn't need to go any faster. All he had to do was jog into the end zone. But
I
what
will
he had
say
to do
this.
was, woo!
I will say this. The Giants beat Washington twice, both times they played.
Mm-hmm.
So
We don't know.
that's 2 of the 4 wins for
Yeah.
New York
Let
coming
me tell you
in
something.
Washington. So
Let me tell you something. Ready? NFC least. It is literally anybody's freaking game. It's going to come down. And I swear if it comes down to the stupid tie the Eagles have, I will be angry.
because they tied the Bengals of
The
all
Bengals
teams
of all teams. The Bengals. And they're worse
Like-
than that whole division.
Exactly.
They're worse. No, what would have been funny if they actually tied the Jets?
I wait. I'm gonna look this up. Do Jets have any winnable games? Or are they gonna go 0-16?
Oh,
Hold up.
I think they're gonna be going 0-16.
Let me check
Don't
here.
Jets play Cowboys too?
Okay.
We're getting the final statements on
They.
this.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go 0-16 unless they can do something like
Miraculous.
amazing. They're going
all
0
of a sudden, they just take down the last 6 games. They win the last 6.
They got here. Let me tell you, they got Raiders, Seahawks, Rams, Browns, and Patriots.
Just imagine they win versus Patriots, Browns, Rams, and
What if they do?
what if they just sweep the last 6? Just boom, 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 boom. We're like,
Hold
we've
up.
been holding
Okay,
out.
I'd say their most winnable games probably against the Raiders
Yeah, that's
because
about
what's
it.
happening is
Well,
the Raiders
yeah,
are coming from Vegas, West Coast to East Coast,
yeah.
because it's in New York, and you saw what happened to them last week when then
Well, you
they
don't
couldn't
know.
do they
but-
couldn't do anything versus Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta smacked them around. That was disgusting.
Mhm.
I didn't see the game, but I saw the score, and that was just disgusting, and it didn't look good. Yeah. The funny part of that was I was like, well, Atlanta actually. I looked at the score. I was like, wow, Atlanta went up 40 points. I was like, wait, is this just the score from the first half?
Oh yeah,
It's like
could have sworn Atlanta was gonna choke.
Just yeah.
But
The funny thing
from
is,
this
after this week, I think pretty much this week decides whether Baltimore pretty much gets into the playoffs or out of the playoffs. I think it's going to be out of the playoffs. I don't think they have a chance. I really don't, to be honest.
well,
It all depends on what games Browns win and what game Browns lose, I think. Because I
Now I gotta
know
look
Browns
at
are
the game.
under right now. I know Browns are like not into the in the group, like in the 2 wild card right now. I think it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers and somebody else. Wait, no, how is it no, Tampa Bay's not. No. They're
hold
on,
up. Whoa. We have a Browns and
Oh.
Ravens game next week.
Oh no. I thought it was Cowboys and Ravens.
So okay. This
Did-
week is Cowboys and Ravens like
Yeah.
Tuesday
Well,
because they had to move it.
Tuesday, Wednesday is the Steelers and Ravens game. Will they ever get to
Then
play that game?
that
We
next
don't
week-
know.
It's a Monday Night Football versus the Browns. Browns have Giants and Jets 2 weeks in a row. 2
Ooh.
easy wins.
Hmm?
10-3.
10-4 if we're counting the Ravens game.
I think they're either gonna go 10-5, no 10-6 or 11-5. The
You know what?
Ravens,
If they
on
go
the other
11-5, that means they would I would
Hold
say
on.
tie the Ravens.
So Ravens are probably going 10-5. I think it depends. This week will tell. They could either go 12-4. They could go 11-5. Because
See,
they got an
if-
easy schedule after this week. They got Cowboys,
they
Browns,
lose to Steelers.
Jaguars. You know.
If they lose to Steelers and they grab the win versus, let's say they grab the win versus Cowboys, they probably have like the easiest last 2 games. Now it's probably going to be down to the Browns game And if the Browns somehow pull it out of their butts or something,
Oh my gosh.
I this is gonna come down to the last week for Browns and Ravens.
But remember, there's a lot of opportunity here. I'm gonna look at the playoff picture here real quick.
Where's Tennessee sitting? Are they sitting at the top of their division right now?
Tennessee, yes, they are.
Okay. Who's under them?
Colts. So right now, yeah,
Ooh.
Ravens are out. Ravens are the only. Ooh. See, personally, I
the wild
think
card right
Ravens
now?
are gonna make it.
What's the wild
Browns, Dolphins, and Colts.
Ooh.
The top 4 in the AFC are pretty much guaranteed at this point. Like Steelers, Chiefs, Titans, Bills. I'd even say Colts are pretty much guaranteed, unless Philip Rivers goes crazy. Miami, though. Miami, that's
actually
gonna...
Miami. If they possibly pull out the rest of their games, if they somehow just win the rest of their games, but if they have a Bills games left, I don't know if they can pull that one out. But if they can pull a couple out, I think they could probably beat the Ravens to it. I think it's gonna be.
Okay.
I think it's either gonna be Colts and Dolphins or Colts and Ravens. Right now, the way it's looking. I don't know about the Browns. The Browns are up in the air.
See, this is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
With the schedules that I'm looking at here between the Ravens and Dolphins, right now that's what I'm looking at here for their last chance. Because they're pretty much the same record depending on how this goes. If the Ravens win, then they're the same record. If they lose, Miami has a game up on them. But Miami has to play Chiefs, Raiders, Bills, Patriots, and Bengals still.
Ooh.
And after this week, Ravens have a easy schedule other than the Browns. Which is why I'm thinking I think Ravens are probably going to make it over the Dolphins.
Yeah, but guess what's going to happen in that first wildcard game? We all know who's going to win that wildcard game then. Not the Ravens.
Well, even if
or Ravens could somehow freaking surprise us and win that wildcard game, and I would be blown out of the water surprised.
Unless the Colts play the hardest teams, then I think they're assured in.
I know Colts play Steelers.
Yeah, I definitely think Colts because they got Texans twice, Jaguars, Raiders, and then the Steelers. So I think it's between Dolphins and Ravens.
Well, Raiders could surprise us and take on a few teams.
But that's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah.
On the NFC side.
I guess we'll get off this subject because I think we've talked about football too much. No, I'm kidding.
Hold up. The NFC side is very interesting.
Well, yeah, because that's just a freaking mess.
The 49ers are starting to get a little good again.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Now, no. Wait, hear me out here. Hear me out.
No. I'm just going, oh my gosh, because
the Buccaneers with Tom Brady, they're and if the 49ers start going crazy.
If only Cardinals could go crazy.
They went out. 49ers went out.
Yeah.
10-6. I'd say Cardinals probably are going to make it. Rams right now are the head of their division.
You know what? I think it'll.
We could get an all division in the playoff.
Ooh.
In the playoffs. Oh nope! Technically, Seahawks are the lead in the division.
We forgot the Seahawks.
Yep. Rams are 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals are 7th in the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Buccaneers, they're, So let's look up the 49ers schedule. This is going to be interesting because they got relatively easy. Well, not relatively easy, but they got football team, Cowboys, Seahawks, Cardinals, and Bills. I mean, if they can find a way to squeeze a win out versus the Seahawks or the Cardinals, maybe even the Bills, things are going really crazy right now in the NFC.
In the wild cards.
We know NFC pretty much.
AFC is kind of we know AFC is the side that's kind of has the teams and I shouldn't
But
say this, but
NFC
they have the better teams. They have the better teams this year. They have it all right now. NFC really looks like
If I
crap
had to
this
make
year.
a bold prediction right now, I say NFC is probably going to stay where it is. That's what I think.
Mm.
But don't be surprised if the 49ers move up. Bears, I don't think they will.
Mhm.
Vikings. That's an interesting case because
I swear,
they weren't doing too good, but now they're starting to rise up. Kirk Cousins, I don't know if he can do anything.
I think the prediction of Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 8-8 this year is true. I think they're gonna go 8-8.
8-8.
Yeah, unless they show more like how do I say this enthusiasm to play than they played the Chiefs, because that was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Because they got 4 games left.
Yeah.
Right now.
Wait, they have 4 games left? What the heck?
Yeah, no, it's weird. But they do have 4 games left.
They only play 15 games.
Yeah. But their
Huh.
bye week's coming up. They even had a bye week yet. Ooh.
So then, oh no, they're
Now-
7-5 right now. No, they're 7-5. Yes, no, that makes
But-
sense. That makes sense. Sorry,
Buccaneers are going to make it, I think. They're going to pretty much win out.
hang
They
it.
got Vikings, Falcons twice,
No.
and then Lions.
It would be freaking funny if Falcons beat them both times. If Falcons beat them both times.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. But the only thing I think could change, and I think will change, is the NFC East.
Okay,
Like
so
we
let's
talked
move
about
on from
before.
this, because this is just a convoluted process that we could talk about for hours and just, yeah. So let's just like not stretch our brains out anymore and just kind of move on. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a few topics we wanted to talk about and stuff, but the one of the big ones I wanted to ask you is, do you think it's possible, you know how we have first person and like third person shooter games?
Mhm.
You know how you write like instructions in second person? Could there possibly ever be a second person shooter video game?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, could you ever have a like literal second person shooter game?
What is second person though?
Second person, it's the acronym of you. Instructions, like instructions. You have to do this, you do that.
So we're just like, how would that look? Like we would tell them.
I don't know.
That's like-
See, because like this is why I wanted to get your thoughts, because it kind of but like it makes your mind go, wait, is that possible? Because at first, like I was like thinking about, I saw this video the one time, and they're like, how would a second person video game work? And it would and the dude the dude showed this one part from a video game where you're the cop and you could take over people's mind and stuff and control them and stuff. And then what would happen is that in the one point you're chasing yourself in the car. And what happens is that as you're driving, you turn, which makes the car turn. But what happens is the car in front of you turns the exact same way. So what you're really doing is you're controlling the one in front, and the one in back's just following you.
Okay, so I looked
could
it up.
Look like that?
I looked this up.
Mhm.
It would be a game in which you control a guy playing a first-person shooter.
Uh-huh. But watching
It
you.
says it'll be like The Sims, except all your character does is shoot people in video games within the. Like you won't even do anything with shooting. It says it's like The Sims. Like you just tell
Yeah.
them like, hey, shoot, and they go boom. Like
Yeah, but
I don't
about
think
it.
that would ever happen.
But like, if you think about it, your mind kind of goes like, is this possible? Because at
Yeah.
first your thing, and I know you would say it would be like Sims, but that's a third person. So we don't know what second person would look like because it's a you. It's not a them. It's a you. So does that mean that you do that or you don't do that? They create it, they won't. It's a good thing to think about, because it's like, what is it possible to do that? Like, would it be possible to make a game around you instead of I or that or them or whatever?
Very interesting.
Because I mean, if you really, it's just kind of like I wanted your thoughts on this because it was like, to me, it was mind-boggling how they would do this because it would be like you're watching you do it, but you're not the one doing it. You're the one following you.
Yeah, like
It gets very confusing, but it would be very, very freakishly fun, I think. Because like, okay, so and once I saw this video game where you could take like control of people or like take their places, I thought of the Matrix with the agents, where they could just like fought like pick a person's body and turn into that person. So technically, it would be you, but it wouldn't be you. So it would
So-
even make it more convoluted.
now we're getting into Matrix stuff and just
No. I'm saying it reminded me of that because the way
yeah.
it was represented in the video game was like that, except you were still in the other car. So you were technically still in that place, but you were also in this place. So
Yeah.
does that it kind of like mind boggles like, could you possibly do that? And I think it will never happen just because I don't think
Yeah, I don't
coders would not put that much time and effort. But if somebody put that much time and effort into the game, I think it would be such a weird game that I think everybody would buy it. Like, to be honest, like everybody would be like, wait, how do I play this? Wait, what is this all about?
like yeah.
It would get so confusing, but it would be so fun because it is so confusing. It would just be a cool little thing to do that.
Very interesting.
Oh yeah, there's my head. So you have yeah, and well, I was thinking that was cool, but I wanted to also say any fun Thanksgiving stories. That's the one I wanted to get to today. Any fun Thanksgiving stories from you? I think
Not for me personally. Like
I think you went to the beach or something like that. No,
I don't know.
Oh.
There were no fun stories.
No fun story.
I don't have nobody any, got stories.
Yeah. Hey, I got to eat turkey, so that's my fun story.
Okay, that's very funny. Hilarious. Ha 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 ha.
I got to eat food now. That's Thanksgiving every year. I can't wait for freaking Christmas.
Okay.
Like, Christmas is gonna be epic. We finally put up lights in front of our house again. So you know how you have like a lawn full of stuff? We just finally strung it around the banister for once. But it actually looks cool. So yeah, when they were starting to do it, I kind of went out and started helping and then went, you know what? I'm just going to go and do my schoolwork and just not touch this because it was just kind of like I didn't want to break anything at all. So I just kind of stepped away and didn't want to get anybody angry at me because I would start to get really annoyed with it and then I would start to get angry. But since we redid the porch and everything, we might as well just put up the lights and stuff. But and we have a Christmas tree up now. I should just do it like your Christmas tree and just start making spinning.
Yes.
Our Christmas tree is more like a how do I say this? A map where like or a history type thing of our travels and stuff. So like we have stuff from Ireland, we have an ornament from Disney World, from Universal Studios, from everywhere we went. Wildwood. I think we had, well, I don't know how many we had from going to Italy this year. I know we have one from Paris. I know we have one from we had, I don't know if we specifically got in specific cities in Italy. I'm not sure. I don't know if we got one from the beach or not. I can't exactly remember. Siena, I'm not sure. There was tons of stuff to see there, and we were busy. And to be honest, I do have to say is that if you want to go to Italy, and if you know you can't go again, what you do is you just stack as much as you can as possible. Like in a tour, just stack as much as crap. You might be busy, but at least you get to see a little bit of everything. So like you see a little bit of everything. Me personally, if I could go again, I would purposely like just pick one spot and I would just stay in there for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just stay there because then you could just tour that specific city because we kind of were in like Tuscany, Italy and stuff like that. So it was kind of like we went to small things and then we went to Florence, Italy, then we went to Rome, then we went to Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we bounced all around and then we went to Paris, France. To be honest, it was getting kind of I was getting kind of tired after like Italy after like the Tuscany, Italy and Rome because we did so much in that time.
Yeah.
We went and saw like so many different places. It was
Mhm.
ridiculous. But I mean, gelato. Oh my. Yeah, we had if you ever go over there to gelato, there's this one place and I have it on and there's this one place. It was homemade and it was just you gotta know though you gotta know which is homemade. So like the ones that have just the flavors of like strawberry, banana, like all the fruits, or like some cakes like orange and chocolate, or like tiramisu and stuff like that. Those are the homemade ones because they don't have like the Snickers or the Twix or like any like manufactured stuff like that you would go, I don't think that's really a flavor. It's more like the base flavors of and you can also taste the difference.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do, you know what? Let's go to the homemade place first in Rome. Let's go to the homemade place first so that when one person asks, hey, can we get gelato from this place again because it was the best gelato in the place? No, we have to go to these places because we decided to do the homemade first.
Oh my gosh.
So I was just like, for the like, and I know we made some of the gelato, but it was just kind of like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you really kidding me right now? I was like, my mom's like, we started off good. I was like, yeah, let's make sure to leave that to the end next time or let's just go back to that place constantly because that was good. But hey.
But I do have a question for you.
Yeah, what's the question?
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
It's neutral.
I don't know, but the flag is a huge plus.
Yeah, I've used that many of times.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what do you
wait.
Hey, do you know why the farmer was outstanding in his field? Oh shoot, I did that wrong. Dang it. I did you ask it. You ask yours. I'm messing
What's
up.
ET short for?
Entertainment television.
Because he's only got little legs.
Oh, these are so stupid. Well. I know we started that competition in gaming. I know that. It was something about like this hardcore Minecraft that came out today. That was fun.
What was
that was fun.
Yeah.
I have one more. How mine was the only one with the timer.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put mine.
Yeah, this dude gives me the idea to put a timer onto the thing and do this thing where we time ourselves and try to put ourselves into this Minecraft thing and verse each other because we couldn't set up a server. So what I do is I set up the whole thing right before I do it. So I start the timer. I made sure the timer was on. I made sure it was on the thing. This dude goes, yeah, my timer started, and has it running, but doesn't have it on his stupid screen.
I had it on the one thing, the preview, and I forgot to slide it over and put it on the actual thing. Should have done like halfway through or something.
I mean, seriously, this dude gives us this idea and then goes on and just doesn't do that idea. It really the greatest thing ever.
I got one last one for you. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not really a question. It's like telling you. Never criticize someone until you have walked a mile in their shoes. That way, when you criticize them, you'll be a mile away and you'll have their shoes. Hilarious. Thank you, Google.
Man, are we bringing? No, we're not bringing that sentiment back. But oh wow. So, how's your
I put the
physics
laughing
going, buddy?
emoji in there.
How do you like physics? I'm kidding.
Great.
It's
It's
great.
amazing.
It's enjoyable. It's fun. Hey, at least this next one's only about momentum. This next chapter. See, my thing is the way that schools teach us now is like the way it's taught and the way I've like heard Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like I was watching this other podcast and
Oh, your head just went out for a minute.
yeah, my head goes out every so often. Don't worry about it. It's always gonna happen. But it's like when I'm listening to like other podcasts or something else, like stuff like about like physics or something about learning, and I just go, wait, why couldn't we do it that way? Because it was like
Hmm.
it just kind of opens your eyes and sees, well, if because Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, it's not the fact of is that the way we learn is bad. It's the fact that the people that like how they do it is like people will go say, hey, the the teachers and then the teachers really don't give it as much. They try to control the whole class, as he says, and we're just kind of forced to sit down and learn and just read a book and regurgitate that information onto a test. And Neil deGrasse Tyson goes, it's never really. And he was like, name like at least like a couple people, teachers that made a point in your life to, and this was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was like,
Hmm.
he was just like, I could only name about one, and he was just like, and he was like, yeah, because there's certain teachers that like just have fun doing it, and there's teachers that have fun doing it. You learn from it, and it's just, and those teachers are the ones with the pure curiosity in that subject. So like the pure curiosity of
Hmm.
someone to go into that subject and just want to learn and try to figure out. So ask the big questions. So like, hey, it like just and then and reference like back when we weren't really looking up into the sky, we don't have the technology. Someone went, you know what? What's up there? Or like have the question of, hey, what? Like just have questions instead of going, well, you can read this book, resuscitate this, and just be like that. Or like in my field in computer technology, I enjoy computer technology probably as one of my favorite classes just because
Yeah.
it has the free flowing of like you do labs, you do it at your own pace pretty much. And I know that's bad for some courses, but I enjoy it because it's like you get to enjoy like doing the actual thing. So like it's like you actually get to like have experience. So if like we make sure to do like, hey, if somebody would come up to you with this computer and it was broken like this, what would you do to fix it? And you would
Yeah.
have to go through your steps, and nobody would help you. I mean, other than you have to go and ask for that information to understand like how to break this down. So like, how do I do
Hmm.
this? Okay, so what is this? What is this? What has been happening? Why is it why like then you question what has been happening, you ask them what, you try to figure out how, and then you execute pretty much the steps to actually fixing it, and then you document to make sure that you don't remember. But it's like nowadays it's kind of like when you go into some classes, it's kind of like yeah, this is what we're doing here, like math. I like math and all, but I wish they taught it a different way. Like in math, I want to sleep. I want to sleep in math because it's like I know the
Oh.
information already. I kind of get it in two. I kind of get it in like 2 seconds because it's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's there. Okay, I can look at the book. I could read through the book. So it's kind of like yeah, that's math. Woo. But yeah, so anything else you want to ask me? Anything else? I don't know where the fedora's gone, but I kind of enjoy this over the Christmas season. I
Do we
think
have the
it's nice to have a little
origins?
Christmas hat.
Do
But
you know the origins of the Shonen Christmas?
everybody, that's it for today. Please tune in anywhere you find our podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. If you're watching us, please go and leave a comment, leave a like. Go hit that subscribe button. Make sure it's white, not red.
Red.
Also, bam, punch that bell in the face. Make sure it goes ding 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 ding, and hit it to all so that you get all of our notifications when we post weekly. And we will see you in the next one. And make sure to also stay mysterious.
Peace.